So professional development is a hard conversation, right? Because it's easy to do the lower impact pieces. It's much harder to do the ones that are really going to have an effect, and harder to sort of orchestrate. And so I challenge you and I challenge us, and we've been challenging our folks, that you've got to move. We can't continue to do the things that we already know don't work. The next value we're going to consider, I believe, is respect. Respect. We believe that each person has intrinsic worth and will be treated with dignity. Intrinsic worth, treated with dignity. What does it really mean to treat someone with intrinsic worth and with dignity? So I was at Kimball day before yesterday, and there was a custodian there, Brian Graham, and he was on a ladder, and then when I walked through, he came down and he came up to me, and he was just saying, oh, I've got something to show you. And he took his iPhone and he got to this place and he wanted to show me this video. Now, how many of you have iPhones, and how quickly do the videos download? Sometimes it takes a while, right? So he's going like this, and you know, it wouldn't do it. It kept trying to load. And I kept saying, well, that's great, you know, just send it to me, I'll look at it. And he kept saying, no, but you gotta see it, this is really great. And so it would start, and it would stop. And so I went in, and looked for the principal and started to talk to him. And he finally said, now it's here. And so he showed it to me. And he said, you know, I read your weekly messages, and I just wanted to show this to you. And so I saw it, I'm like, oh, it's great, it's incredible. It's actually to the tune of It's a Wonderful World, and it's, you know, cute animals doing cute things, and sunsets, and, you know, clouds formation. You know, really cool. I'm like, okay, send it to me. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to put it in my weekly message. But think about the messages that we give, who we talk to, who we address, the confidence that this person had to come to me, the superintendent, to say, look at, and he said at the end of this, he said, I knew you would appreciate it. Not everybody would. I was at this great presentation from Taft Middle School the other day, and I was I had tweeted that I was there, and then actually, you know, I started looking at some emails, and I got this text, and the text says, "Are you tweeting?" I'm like, okay, somebody's looking over my shoulder. I'm like, no. Are you looking over my shoulder? And Trish said, well, you know, you're in a fishbowl, which is a really good reminder to me. All of us are in fishbowls. It doesn't matter, you know, I am especially sensitive at the beginning, but, you know, I forgot. It was a good reminder. But each of us walks, and do we talk to the secretary? Do we talk to the custodian? Do we treat the parent differently? And so respect is really intrinsic worth, treating people with dignity. And it's really about relationships, right? And that's why I tried to say in my video, you need to know my story, you need to connect. And look at the hinge effect, or the effect size of teacher and student relationships. So forget about professional development. It's only 0.4 something, right? Or 0.6. Work on teacher-student relationship. And how do we work on that? Here's a survey. There's surveys of principals, of teachers, of students, and of parents. And they asked them, what is the most important for improving achievement? Principals, students, and parents say student-teacher relationship. Teachers say prior achievement, instructional strategy, something else. But if it comes to probably to their children, they'll say relationship. See, each of us are touched by parents, by teachers, and we do stuff for them. I've quoted Nell Noddings before, right? I say, Nell Noddings talks about care in the classroom, caring. And she says that students will do incredible things, amazing things for teachers who they know care for them. They'll even learn algebraic equations. They'll even learn the 7 exports of Venezuela. They'll learn stuff that have no meaning for them because I want to please you. I want you to hear from me. And so, so the question for us is, how do we help that, right? That's domain 2. Is it domain 2.7 or something? Creating a culture, accepting cultural environment. We've got to really go back to that because that will give us incredible gains in terms of achievement. So the question is, how do we cultivate that? And here's your reflection. We need to tell our story, right? That's how people are going to know us if they know our story. If the teachers tell their stories to their kids, if principals tell their stories to their teachers in their communities. So we should be able to tell our story in 1 minute, or in 3 minutes, or in 5 minutes, or 20 minutes, or 30. I mean, we can expand them, but we should be able to tell them if you get in the elevator on the first floor, you get to the 4th floor, you should be able to tell something about your story. And so here's the challenge for you. In 1 minute, I'm going to give you a chance to tell your story to your partner. And if you can't tell your story in that 1 minute, I want you to take part of that time and schedule a time, because you're going to work on your story so you can say it in 1 minute, and you're going to call that person, you're going to see them in the hallway, you're going to do something so that you're going to make a commitment to tell your story in 1 minute. Got it? Okay, talk to your partner.